Okay, good evening, everyone. It is always a pleasure to be here. We're going to get started here in about a minute. Get everybody checking in. Hope everybody has had a great week, having a great week, and ready to go for training tonight. Hope everybody has had a great week. Look at that. We are broadcasting. Let me turn this down. And everything looks like it's hooked up correctly tonight for the first time, instead of having to go back and redo everything. So that's a good thing. It is good to be here. We're going to get started here in just about a minute. Hey, Tom, how you doing, my friend? And let me turn the volume. Let me mute my phone. Back out of this. How's everybody doing this evening? It's good to see you. Can everybody hear me okay? That's always the first question out of my mouth. Hey, Mark, how you doing, buddy? Got some crazy weather here. It was 80 yesterday. Woke up, it was 71, and it's going to be 43 tonight. So I don't know about this Texas weather this time of year. But we've had some serious storms. Going to have some more this weekend, but everything's going to be good. We had some really bad storms tonight, just that time in Oklahoma, and we always talk about how quick the storms. I mean, they just pop up here, pop out, and they go. So, but we're going to give it just another second here, and we are going to rock and roll. We're going to be talking about the kiosk tonight. Make sure that everybody's on the same page. There's one thing I've always taught with the mobile business card. I like the mobile business card because it's simple. It's literally got 6 buttons on it. But no matter what the product is, you have to know the product. You have to understand the product. And been out doing some testing this past couple of weeks. I can tell you that automotive industry is very tough for this product. We're going to look at some areas tonight that are actually very successful with kiosk, some niches that you should look at and put in your repertoire of businesses that you want to call on. I've been doing a lot of studying and putting everything together, but I know auto body, oil shops are good where you change your oil, but some of the other automotive places, and we'll talk about that just a little bit as we go into training tonight. So let's go ahead and get started. If you have not joined the App Studio group, just go to facebook.com/group/S Mastermind. And a lot of great information in there, a lot of good posts. The greatest thing I like about the group is the educational materials that are posted. Woodrow posts quite a few. Mike Cahill posts quite a few. Some of you others post quite a few. But Mike Cahill is set up on a Google alert system with keywords. And when he gets those educational things, he posts them in the group. And they're quick reads, usually 1 or 2 minutes, maybe 3 or 4 minutes worth of reading. But the information is just phenomenal. And as a matter of fact, one of the posts last week from Woodrow, I did training with that because as the information was so good. So if you're not a part of the group, become a part of the group. And you'll be amazed at the amount of education that you get in the group. Real quick, as always, disclaimer, AppWizard Studio nor cannot guarantee because you're watching training, you will make those create any track or increase your income. Every reason is different ethics and different desires. So you kind of make it what it is. If you, I meant to change this day. make sure if you have not registered or you're not getting the notices, I know some of you go in and get the link out of the group. Make sure you register. You'll be registered, I think, and now it'll be like 50 weeks or 48 weeks. But make sure you register. Tonight, we're going to talk about the nuts and bolts of your kiosk business. If I get this question once, it's kind of like somebody said to me day before yesterday, Kerry, I know you get this question a million times, and I literally do. And we're going to start off with that question, and that's pricing. And looking at some of the pricing around in the other markets, what they're charging and everything. We're going to talk about that. But the nuts and bolts of your kiosk business, you have to understand the kiosk yourself before you can go in and sell it. I mean, that's kind of common sense, kind of common knowledge, right? And so when you walk into a place, and I'm going to use the mobile business card as an example. If you don't know how to use the click to call or show someone how to use the email or simply show someone how to share on Facebook, and you start stumbling during your presentation, the first thing that's going to happen is you're going to lose credibility. And you're going to lose credibility very quick. And when you're sitting down with that person, with that restaurant owner or that business owner or whatever niche that you're sitting in front of, the person that owns the tobacco and smoke shop, you cannot stumble. And we were talking before training tonight on the phone, and sales is tough. Okay, sales can be the scariest thing you do. And I know that because I've been in sales all my life. And the best thing that you can do when you're in sales, if you have a hard time selling, is getting out there and just talking to people, introducing yourself, letting people know who you are before you ever crack the egg and get into a sales spill. It doesn't hurt to go out for 2 or 3 weeks and introduce yourself to everybody in your market area. Just go business to business, business to business. Leave your mobile business card with them. At least they know who you are. And then when you go back, you can introduce them to your products. And so you have to make sure that you know the nuts and bolts, everything about, everything that tightens, everything that turns, everything that allows you to help that person bring people into their business so that they can increase their income. So over the next 2 weeks, we're going to talk about the nuts and bolts, and we're going to break down all this stuff, and I want to talk to you about it. We're not going to be in the system much. At the end of training, if you have a question on the actual system, please ask. Don't worry about what the question is. If you have a question at the end, please ask. If not, then we'll just go about our business. But during the training tonight, let's keep everything where we are doing what we do. Yes, we are on yet. And I think that was Dennis that just posted that. Can everybody hear me okay? Everybody said they could hear me earlier. Can everybody still hear me okay? Everybody good to go? The Loyalty Rewards program, the Kiosk program, is one of the hottest programs on the market today. This industry is in its infancy, and it has not been in the grasp of the small to medium business yet until now. And even the companies that, there's a couple of companies out there, one that I follow very closely, even their pricing gets out of control. And the people that we have talked to, that we have interviewed, that's using the other system, they've got 2 complaints. Number one, pricing continually rises, even after they set the prices in stone. Dennis, everybody's got it going on here. And I'm trying to type to him. Everybody can see, right? I hate that. Okay, and so the business is brand new. I mean, for the small to medium business, they've not had the opportunity to be able to get this technology in their business. So it's the right place to be, as they say, at the right time. Let's talk about pricing. Pricing can be one of the most confusing things that you can go out there with. And if you do not know your pricing, and you should not do anything else until you know your pricing, period. A confusing pricing model can destroy your business and your reputation. Because what happens is you go to John and you say, oh gosh, I shouldn't have charged him $249. He wiggled on it. That's why I didn't close the deal. And you go next door and you say, okay, I'm going to do it for $149. And you go in there and you do $149 and they bought, but they were a little bit skeptical on the pricing. And then you go to the next guy and you say, well, I'm going to do it for $99. I can walk in there for $99. And next thing you know, those three business owners talk to each other. And next thing you know, it gets out this person doesn't, number one, have a clue what they're doing. They're trying to price gouge. See, they don't think about it that you gave somebody else a lower price. The first guy that you offered it to for $249 is saying, well, he tried to price gouge me. So the word gets out that you're price gouging, that you don't know what you're doing, and your pricing is all over the place for the exact same product. When you walk in the door, you have to know what your pricing is without question. That should be the first thing you figure out. Now, on top of that, a lot of people call me for pricing from all around the country. I've said this many times, and I just want to clarify. I cannot tell you what your pricing is because I don't know what your overhead is. I don't know what it costs you to do business. It costs me one thing to do business, and I set my pricing accordingly so that I make money. If I told you a specific price and in 6 months you went broke, you'd say, well, that's what the price Kerry told me it to be, and I didn't make any money. That's because I don't know everything about you. Now, if you ever want to stop for about 30 to 45 minutes, and I've done this, as a matter of fact, I did this with Kenny Dutton not too long ago. If you ever want to stop for 30 to 45 minutes, I will step you through your pricing. And you'll be amazed at the things that we talk about when it's over with, because I want to ask you all kinds of questions, and you've got to come up with your cost. And your cost isn't just the price of the AppWizard Studio system, and it's not just the cost of texting. It's the cost of everything, all the way down to your gas in your tank and what you eat for the day. All that has to go into your pricing model. You need to have a tiered, and I put tired on there, you have to have a tiered, simple pricing plan that is easy to understand and takes away any guesswork. Once again, the number one complaint that we've had interviewing these businesses that had used this other system was the fact that they did not understand their pricing models and their prices can why a tiered pricing structure? Number one, addition of is the monthly cost of your business. So you have to ensure that it's reflected in your pricing model. Now, let me tell you, I threw this stat out there several weeks ago. The average kiosk for a small business, the average kiosk for a small business uses 847 or 857 a month sending out offers. That was the average across the board. So you have to make sure that you have them in the right texting model and move up at the appropriate time. We've got one customer, Drew and I were talking yesterday, and we don't even have this in our system. There's a customer in Florida that needs 20,000 texts now. He's worked his way up from 1,000 all the way up to 20,000 texts now. So you have to make sure that when you're setting up your pricing in your tiered structure, that you take those things into account and that your customers know that they're going to have to pay more. Tell them up front. That will crush your business. The amount of ads that are sent out increases your time spent keeping the system updated. So if you go in, and I'm going to give you an example of some tiers in a minute, but if you go in and you tell them, okay, this price is at this for XYZ dollars, and next thing you know, they want to send out 2 messages a month. You've just doubled, 2 messages a week. You've just doubled your time. And what is your time worth? What do you pay yourself? What do you, when you build your pricing structure, what is your pay for what you do? Is it $20 an hour? Is it $25 an hour? If you was out working a job, what would you make? And what would you pay yourself? Well, if those 4 messages cost you an extra hour, then you've got to put that in your pricing structure. If it's $20, it's $20 or $40 or whatever it is. Every single thing you do affects your pricing structure. You're able to offer tiered pricing plans to merchants with exclusive features. You go in and you see this business and you say, you know what, this business could use this. And as you get out there in the field, you're going to learn this rapidly. Some businesses are good for the VIP program. Some people are good for the VIP and the birthday program. Some people are good for the loyalty rewards and the VIP program. So those things use texting differently. It's structured differently for what goes out. And you have to understand that perfectly. And we're going to go into the dashboard and directly in that system. And it's spelled out. You guys will get a PDF copy of this from tonight and next week as soon as I get done. That way you will have this. I mentioned it the other night on a video, I think I did. But this is for you, and you're going to have a copy of this so that you can sit down and in a quiet place and understand it. Tiered pricing structure, and I use the gold and silver. That's what we use in AppWizard, and that's kind of what everybody uses. The silver plan is like the basic plan, the beginner plan. The gold plan is your step up, then your platinum, and then your enterprise, of course. So let's look at these examples and just go through here. Now, I am not suggesting at all that you use these prices, but this is my pricing structure, okay? This is what I have come up with. This is my pricing structure. So the basic plan, if I went into a place and the only thing I'm going to give them is the loyalty rewards program, I'm going to give them 1,000 text messages. I'm going to give them 2 changes a month. That's included in that package, okay? 2 changes a month if they want to change their loyalty rewards. I'm also going to add in training sessions. I'm going to give them some training sessions. I'm going to give them 3 training sessions, and I'm going to work with them, and I'm going to work with their people. It's $199 setup, and it's $149 a month. But let's say I go in and we're sitting there talking, and I think, you know what? This guy is in position where he not only could use a loyalty rewards program, but also the VIP plan where I can send him out 2 messages per month to bring the customers back in. So I'm going to, of course, raise my price, right? Because I'm not going to give him 2 programs for less money. So we're going to go in, we're going to give him the loyalty rewards and the VIP plan, 1,000 text messages, 2 changes per month on the loyalty rewards program, and 2 messages per month sent to customers, 3 training sessions, and that's going to be a $199 setup and $199 a month. You see, I put some cushion in there. I put some more money in there because I've got to put together 2 programs now. Okay, I've got 2 messages to send out per month. So there's more work involved. So I've increased my price. So then we come to the platinum plan. The platinum plan is the next loyalty rewards program, the VIP plan, birthday club. We're going to start him at 1,000 messages, 2 changes per month, 2 messages per month sent to customers, training sessions. So I've increased my month. Okay, the program. Now, what you have to think about is the audio. I have no way of controlling the audio feed at all. And it could be me. I'm starting to lose my voice. The weather here is about to kill me with my sinus. So let me speak up just a little bit. So With the platinum plan, I've increased it. Now I'm going to the enterprise plan. And I'm going to throw in a twist kind of at the end of this on something that you can do. Can you hear me a little better now, Ed? I'm speaking a little. And in the enterprise system, you've got the kiosk stand. The software is going to include the multi-rewards program, the VIP plan, day club plan now. Okay, 1,000 text. Okay, thank you, buddy. I started speaking up a little bit. 1,000 text messages, 2 changes per month, and 4 messages sent per customer, 3 training sessions. So, and that's going to be $299 a month. Now, I want you to think about something here real quick. What if you went to, say, a $299 per month and offered him unlimited texting for an enterprise plan? You say, whoa, Kerry, wait a minute. For a small businessman, what if he gets up to 20,000? You know, worst scenario is that he gets to 3,000 to 5,000. Okay, you're still making money. And remember what I said. And these statistics are set in stone. Okay, 857. So at 1,000 text messages a month, you're not, even if you had to go to the 2,500 plan, you're still making, you don't have to worry about picking up any extra on texting. It's all built in. And this is just a suggestion, okay, that for your super program, the company that I'm talking about doesn't even, they do this on their 3rd plan, their enterprise plan. They don't even give you pricing on it. So, but that's one way you can work that when you're setting up your tiers, okay? But these numbers right down here on the bottom, those numbers are, I don't have a clue. Okay? Fortunately, my overhead is low because where I live is paid for. And so, you know, I don't have to worry about those kind of expenses, but to put my expenses in there. Make sure you do this, because this will get you in trouble faster than anything. Always ensure there is a pricing structure for additional texting when you're signing your contracts, unless you do a $299 or a $349 with unlimited texting. Make sure that there is the pricing increase, so that when you go back to them and you say, hey, you know, you can show them right in their system, you're using 1,500 texts a month. We're going to have to move you up to the next level so we don't cap you out. We're going to have to move you up to 2,500 texts, and it's going to be an extra $75 a month. It's extremely important, because I'm telling you, this goes back to the customer service thing and the bad reputation thing. You want to make sure that you're not doing what this other company is doing and what other people do, period. Their customer service stinks, and you've told them something, or you left something out that's going to cost them later on. Cancellation policy. I found that cancellation policies in the kiosk industry vary greatly, but 6 months is the standard on contracts. This is the way most appear to operate, okay, from all the information that I've been able to gather from talking to people that are in the kiosk business and have kiosks. You're obligated to pay the full value of your contract if you decide to cancel early. So if I've been in there 3 months and I owe 3 more months to cancel, I've got to pay for the full 6-month contract. Your service will continue on a month-to-month basis at the end of the contract. So they lock them in for the 6 months, and then they go to a month-to-month contract. You can cancel without penalty once your initial contract is fulfilled. So if you've got a 6-month contract and they quit at 4 months, they're going to owe you all the way to the end. So they're actually going to owe you 2 months worth of money, and then you do whatever you do. You take your equipment or whatever. Okay. If any time after that, they cancel without penalty once the initial contract is filled. Once again, keep your cancellation simple. Do not overwhelm your clients or your customers to where they are going to walk away from the contract. Number one, as simple as you can cancel at any time without any penalty. That's a very, very, very simple contract. Okay, very simple contract. Or you can cancel at any time and you can keep the tablet and stand and we'll disable your software and we're done with you. All right. Now, some of you may want to go and get your tablet and stand back. I'm personally not in the hardware business and the stand business. You can get those all day long. You paid for it. If you want to spend your gas and your day going and collecting something from that only costs you $60, then it's probably going to cost you $160 to go collect it. It's not worth it. Okay, but some of you may want to do that. I'm not saying not to do that. I'm just saying when you do things, you know, if it's costing you $60 to go do it, and you're only losing $60, then you're not making anything by going and getting it. How many of you looked at the little girl video in the group that I posted? How many of you looked at the video of the 12-year-old girl posted in the group? And if you haven't, when training's over, it's not a full video. It got cut off at the end, right in the middle of her show. It is absolutely amazing. You really need to watch that. So make sure that your cancellation policy is simple. Make sure your pricing structure is tiered in a way to where it's not confusing. And when you talk to your clients about it, you keep it simple. Yeah. Have the clients send it back and pay the postage for them. You could do that. I'm just gonna let it go. I don't worry about it. So, but how is this system installed? The great thing about our system is it's extremely simple. It's very, very, very simple. It simply consists of a tablet and a kiosk stand, your client's point of sale area for easy access. It's turned towards the customers so that all they have to do is put in their phone number. Extremely simple. Okay. I mean, there is nothing complicated. They don't have to load software. They don't have to get a dongle in the mail and plug it into their USB and upload their own software. Everything is done for literally all you have to do is walk in and set it on the counter. Where's the software located? Believe it or not, I had a couple of resellers ask this question, okay? And they were with the clients and they called me and said, hey, I don't know how to answer this question. And so because two people did it in the past 7 days, I know you're going to get this question. And that's why I put it on here. The software, and this is how you answer that question. The software is cloud-based and can be controlled from a computer and or the tablet itself. And when we go next week, when I talk about controlling the kiosk from the tablet, we're going to go through that step and show you that. The code is generated, okay, to access the tablet, to make message changes and see statistical data. You just answered everything for them about the software on that program. You don't need to explain to them how it works and all the background of it and all that stuff. That's not what they want to know. They want to know are they going to have something on that they have to deal with. That's what their concern is. They're not in the software business, just like you're not in the hamburger flipping business, store business, or the clothing store business. You are there to service them, and they want to make sure that everything is simple. So the software is cloud-based, can be controlled from a computer and our tablet itself, anywhere. You can do it from absolutely anywhere. And a code is generated to access the dashboard on the tablet to make message changes and see statistical data. How do you know about the 9111 code that we've several weeks? We talked about it a bunch. But I did have some people call and ask about, or not call, but message me and ask about the code. Okay, and they wanted to know about, hey, how do I access this thing? The code set is 9111 once, and we're going to go over that when we go into the dashboard next week. But if you didn't know about that, and you go in, when you go in and type where the phone number is, you can type the code 9111. Hit submit, and it will show you everything. Specific size of business. The kiosk was designed for small businesses. Okay, your small mom and pop businesses. And for examples, restaurants. Restaurants is huge for this. Restaurants would probably be your number one clients. As bad as I don't like building restaurant apps, okay, because they're very the kiosk system, the loyalty rewards, especially the VIP program and the birthday program too, is exceptional for the restaurant business. Pubs also, nail salons. This is a very lucrative business for nail salons. And you're saying, well, where did you get these from? I actually got these from a website that is servicing kiosks all over the country. And this was the top businesses that they service. So these industries are using kiosks. Beauty shops, okay? Barber shops, tobacco shops. The number one industry in the United States, okay, that I have found that is using loyalty rewards programs is tobacco shops, smoke shops, hookah lounges, okay? They don't ask me why, but it's huge with the loyalty program. Oil change places, the auto industry, and all of you know that I am heavy into the auto industry, heavy into the auto industry, everywhere from towing services to transmission shops, tire shops, oil change places, all these shops. Auto bodies, huge. Yes, I am changing slides. I absolutely am changing slides. And the oil change. Now, I'm not changing slides. Now, what's up there right now says specific size of business. This kiosk system was designed for small businesses. I'm going down a list, okay, where it says restaurants, nail salons, beauty shops, barber shops, tobacco shops, and oil change. And but I found over this past 2 weeks, the auto industry, not so big on loyalty. Not so big on loyalty. And the feedback that we got from a couple of shops was, I may only see my customers once a year. One guy told us that the average oil change today is about 12,000 miles if you're using synthetic oil. So the slide isn't showing. Did you guys refresh? I'm beginning to not like this system. Can you guys see this? Can anybody see the slides at all? Wow, you still have the tiered pricing structure slide? I'm way past that. Let me click off. System. I refreshed it there. Can everybody see that? Okay. So some of you can see it and some of you can't. I don't understand that. But anyway, let's continue on. So the auto industry, not so hot for me on the kiosk system. Spas, day spas and things like that. Pubs, coffee shops, boutiques, ice cream shops, huge. not your mom and pop ice cream shops, not your big like your Brahms and I mean there's stores like the Brahms, but just your mom and pop ice cream shops. Game stores, huge market. There's a lot of independent game stores out there. Independent phone stores for loyalty rewards. A lot of people come in and they will buy accessories. And when they come in and buy those accessories, they use their loyalty rewards. They get 10 points or 10 punches or whatever. They can get a new phone case or something like that. Very big independent phone stores. I'd have never thought it. You know, I always think of the Sprint stores and stuff. But this is what I learned this past week. Most of your phone stores are independently owned. They just carry the name of Sprint or Metro PCS and all those. They're independently owned. There's company stores, and there's independently owned stores who franchise the brand. So they can make the decision to get like kiosk rewards and things like that for their store because they're independently owned. They do not have to get permission to do that. Everybody, okay, can everybody slide change? Whatever you don't try to say. I keep talking my. Did everybody see the slide change? Is what I'm trying to say. How does the kiosk system work? Something else that people are. And once again, if you stumble when you're talking and asking about that, then you degrade your presentation, you're going to hurt your close. The kiosk system is very easy to use with one simple step. Your clients will be signed to your program. Okay? Sign up requirement, phone number only. Okay? Phone number only. Important this is. People that are using this system. The one thing they don't like is someone standing at their counter, their phone number, their address, their email address, their all that stuff. They do not like that. It holds up their counter, and they do not want people filling out stuff. Phone number only is the way to go. Why just the phone number? It's the fastest and easiest way to collect data from your customer and send marketing messages back to them. Now, what I'm saying here, if you're out selling, this should be a part of your script when you're talking to these people because you answer their questions before they ever ask them. You know, Chris, let me tell you how the kiosk system works real quick. First off, it's extremely easy to use, and your clients will be signed up for our program. That simple step is just this. They enter a phone number. And you've got the kiosk sitting in front of them, and they're able to see that. Why just a phone number, you may ask? It's the fastest and easiest way to collect data from your customers and to send marketing messages back. So we do not keep them standing at your counter holding other clients up. You just answered all their problems because they want cash flowing through that register. They don't want people frustrated and setting their stuff down and walking out the door. Tablets should be standard with the kiosk system. It gives ease of use to your clients' customers and allows the checkout line to flow smoothly. Okay? Had a reseller call. He said, man, he said, I'm showing everyone my phone, and they don't want to do that. Absolutely, they don't. You're not going to stand there and hold a phone and pass it back and forth when they got 6 customers in line who are there at lunchtime trying to sign up or check in for their loyalty rewards program. That's not what a kiosk system is. Okay? A kiosk system is the tablet and the stand sitting on the point of sale by the point of sale system client while he's checking out, and that their swipe, you can reach up there, put your phone number in, you get your checkout, and you're good to go. It has to be smooth and it has to be quick. Sitting there asking a customer, your clients, to hold their phone while somebody is doing this is not the way you want to do it. And what happened? He hasn't closed any sales with it. Installation of the kiosk. Step 1, you have to purchase a tablet and a stand. There's all kind of links in the Facebook group There's links in the past trainings we've had. You download the Kiosk program, fully my choice. You get that from the Google Store, okay? Google Play. It's called Fully Kiosk. It's got a big F on it. That's what I like to use. Install Kiosk using Fully Kiosk app, point of sale counter. That's all there is to the installation of the kiosk for your customer. They don't need to know how you're building it. They don't need to know all the back end of your system. Do not sit there and talk yourself out of a sale. Show them exactly how simple it is. Pick up that kiosk when you're talking to them. It's on that stand. Go over and set it next to their point of sale center and let them see exactly what it looks like, how it works. Very, very important. Show and tell, show and sell. Signing up new customers. New customers are registered by entering a phone number. VIP requires additional sign-up steps by the customer. Showing them the VIP. And does anybody know what the additional steps for the VIP is? I'll ask that question as I'm going along. I want to see if anybody understands the additional steps of the VIP system. We're going to go. We've been going over it a few times, but that's very important, as I said before, that you understand the nuts and bolts of your business. Slide's not changing again. Lord help, man. Okay. New customers are registered by entering phone number. VIP requires additional sign-up steps by the customer. The VIP does because they have to answer yes to the message that they get. They can get another message that says, thank you for signing up, okay, in the VIP program. You're giving them permission, or they're giving you permission to send them additional messages, okay, on a monthly basis. Optional information such as birthday can be collected when the platform is able. And we'll go over that next week too. We've gone over it a couple of times, but I want to just go through it when we go through the dashboard. The user interface, okay, or the UI. The kiosk program is a simple tablet placed on a stand and doesn't take up excessive amounts of space. Let me tell you the number one concern if you do not walk in with a tablet and a stand, what that person's objection is. I do not have room for that at my counter. I do not have room for that at my counter. Why? Because I've experienced that. Okay? Stopped in a place, went in to talk to them. I just went in to introduce myself, see what was going on, told them about the kiosk program, didn't have it with me. The first thing they said was, I don't have a place for that. I'd like to do it, but I don't. I blew my cell. I blew my cell because I didn't have the tools with me to show and tell and show and sell. Because the first thing they're thinking is, oh my gosh, this stand is huge. This tablet's huge. That's why I use the 8-inch tablet. You get up into the bigger tablets, you're taking up more counter space. Counter space in any business is very expensive. Large number buttons making putting the phone number in very easy. They need to see that. They need to visually see that. That's why we created the UI for this system the way it is. Those large numbers, when someone walks up to a counter, they're able to walk up there, they're able to see them, they're able to know exactly what to do. It screams at them, hey, put your phone number in right here. And the system can be branded with your client's logos and colors. The system can be branded with your client's logo and colors. I'll give you a minute. If you were walking up to a counter, this was setting on a kiosk, and you walk up there and you say, oh, loyalty rewards, what's this? Yeah, go ahead and sign up for our loyalty rewards. And I'm going to talk about signing up in just a moment. And they see those big number pad, that big number pad on there. They don't have to try to figure it out. Okay. That's very important for your clients. And when you're talking to your clients about the user interface, and how simple it is. And hey, Kenny, if you want to put your own brand over here, you can. Okay, we can brand this for you. We can set everything up for you right here. That's the reason this was designed this way. I was talking to someone I think it was last week. It might have been a week before last. And one of their businesses was having a tough time. Okay, having a tough time with a kiosk program. And the reason I tell you this is because you have to understand, it's like we talked about last week. This is no different than a website that nobody can find. You have to drive traffic to it. You have to push people to it. You have to invite them to join. When Don is standing in front of me and he's checking out, Don, have you joined our loyalty rewards program? You can join it today right here on this kiosk. And they punch their phone number in and they get their little message and it says, hey, you just joined up on the loyalty rewards kiosk program. I mean, you've got to ask them for the sale. And I'm talking about your customer, your client at your business has to ask their customers to do something. They have to do a call to action. Now, Woodrow's making up some really nice things that you're going to be able to put around these kiosks that really pops. I mean, it really stands out. And one more step, but I'm going to tell you, you can put lights and wizards, everything else around that. But until you tell okay to touch it, they're probably not going to touch it. It's just another computer sitting there, and they don't have a clue what it's for. You have to teach, and that's why those training sessions are so extremely important. And I'm not saying just go in there and brief over it. I'm saying go through it step by step. You've got to meet with the clients. You've got to meet with their employees. When new employees come in, you have to make sure that that owner or the manager or whoever's going to take care of that trains the new people that come in. This is their lifeblood. This is their lifeline. First off, they're paying you anywhere from $249 to $299 a month for it, or $149 to $299 a month for it, or whatever your pricing structure is. They are paying you every month for it. If they do not get any response from it, it doesn't matter what the reason is, they're not going to keep it. So if you do not train those employees to punch those numbers or have their customers punch those numbers, it's not going to work for them. No data in means no data out. No data in means they're going to tell you to pick it up. So it's extremely important. If you don't get anything else out of tonight's training, extremely important that you go in and you show them and you teach them exactly how important it is that they invite their customers to join their program. They're not going to get 40 or 50 a day, okay? Small to medium businesses, unless it's a restaurant, aren't turning that kind of clientele, okay? A clothing store, a boutique, 5 to 10 a day. Okay, 5 to 10 a day, and 50% of them will probably sign up on the first round. But they've got to ask them every time they come in, hey, have you joined our loyalty rewards program? No, I haven't. If you just put your phone number in here, right here, that's all you have to do. They put their phone number in and they don't have to do absolutely anything else. Okay, on the VIP, a little bit different, a couple more steps, but it's easy to do. I don't want to go into the next phase board. It's going to be, next week's training is going to be an hour, maybe just a little bit longer. So, yeah, absolutely. If you'll join our VIP, whatever it takes to get that number, that phone number is the most valuable number that your customers can collect without question. I mean, it's the amount of money that they will make from that phone number is off the hook. I mean, it's just off the chain. So you have to ask them. You have to ask them. The only reason people will not join is if they aren't asked. I guarantee it. I guarantee it. Any questions over what we went over tonight? You guys are kind of quiet tonight, so it went a little bit quicker than I thought it would. Any questions at all over everything tonight? Going once, going twice. Go ahead and bring this over. Oh, I want to go over one thing real quick. Let me show everybody one thing. We've had this question a couple times this week. I'm pretty sure. Thank you, Martha. I want to go over one thing real quick and show everybody. We do still have the Kiosk 1.0, or I think Woodrow coined a good term for it, the classic kiosk. Thank you, Meg. The classic kiosk is you're still able to access it. If you have texting turned on, you have to have texting turned on, of course. You're still able to access it from the messaging center right here with tablet kiosk. If you'll remember the initial kiosk, the only way web app is sent back to customer is with the only way. Clarify your question there, Don. But here's Kiosk, and remember, this is the VIP program. You can also turn on the birthday program right here. This is the VIP program. Okay? And that's the Kiosk 1.0. You can send a link to the app with every single thing here. When you go into settings and you go into loyalty rewards, you can put a link to the app here. Okay, in the reward, get 10% off, and then you can put whatever your app is. Okay, whatever the app is, simply put it in there. You can shorten the code, and when they get their loyalty reward message, they will get their loyalty reward. Your mobile business card. That's what I'm showing you right now. Your mobile business card can be sent with every single thing. All you got to do is put the link in the message. Now, on the initial, the only thing that sends back a message is your VIP offer. And once again, you just put your link in the message. Thanks for signing up. Get 25% off. Put your link in there. And there's a place to send a message. You can put a link in. The birthday club, same thing. Get a $25 gift card, put your link in there. And it went over 12 characters, so you'd have to shorten that for sure. Even in the event, in the special event, enter to win. I keep calling that the event club. Same thing, you can put a link to your Anywhere, anything that sends a message. Absolutely, Don. Any other question there at all? We're going to go over the back end next week. We're going to go over the dashboard next week and take a look at that. And we're going to step through that. All right, guys. Well, it's been an absolute pleasure. Less problems tonight than we had last week. So maybe next week they'll get everything else worked out of the little program here. But I think everything went a lot smoother tonight with it than it has in the past several weeks when they were switching over their system. But if you have any questions or Messenger, that's the best place to get me, and it works out very, very well. All right. Well, it was an absolute pleasure coming out tonight. Thank you, Don. Thank you, buddy. And thanks, everybody, for coming. And we're going to continue on. Thanks, Chris. Appreciate it, buddy. We're going to continue on next week. We're going to get deep into what the kiosk is and what it is not. We're going to get into the heart of the dashboard. I'm going to show you exactly how to explain every single item. This is a little bit different than the business card because, number one, you're going in and you're asking them for basically $250 a month, $150 a month, whatever it is. You're asking them for a lot more money, and you need to explain to them and show them the steps in this. So thank you, BK. Love you, buddy. And so you need to show them the steps with everything. This is kind of like selling a car. All right. Absolutely, Ed. This is like selling a car. You know, you got to raise the hood on this. And I'm going to show you next week how to raise the hood. But everybody have a great night. God bless. And I will see you all in the Facebook group and on next week's training.